I and you will discover British and American festivity. Introduction. In this book, you will learn about the most important festivity of the year in Britain and America, their origins and how people celebrate them. Here are some words and expressions you will find in various chapters of this book. How many of them do you know? Things to see or do at festivities, bonfires, costume, flags, to give cars, fireworks, a float, to march. Soldiers walk in this way. Marching bands. These groups of musicians march and play music in a parade. See below for parade. A masque. A parade, a celebration with a procession of people enfolded in the street. To make a speech, to talk formally about a subject in front of a group of people. Historical background. Bishop, an important priest in the Christian church. See below the priest. Celt, people, Celtic adjective. These people originated in West and Central Europe in about 1200 BC. They came to the British Isles in the 15th century. Colony. These people went to different countries and started living there. The new country became a colony of the original country they came from. Pagans. These people believed in God of nature. Pagan religions are older than the major religion of the world today. Priest. This person performs religious ceremonies. The Roman Empire. This enormous empire includes most of Europe, the Middle East, and the north coast of Africa. It started from the 1st to the 5th century AD. Slavery system. These people were not free. A master owned them. Times, days, and measurement. AD, abbreviation for Anno Domini, a way of counting the year after Christ was born. BC, abbreviation for before Christ, a way of counting the years before Christ was born. Note, non-Christians sometimes use CE, common era, instead of AD, and BCE before the common era instead of BC. This system counts the year in the same way. Century, 100 years. Mile, 1 mile equal 1,609 kilometers. Public holiday, a national holiday. Others, crops. Harvest. Crops are plants that farmers grow for food. The harvest is the period of the year when the farmer collected the crop. Now lesson to read chapter 1. Columbus Day. On the second Monday of October, Americans celebrate Columbus Day. They remember Christopher Columbus' voyage to America in 1492. Who was Christopher Columbus? Christopher Columbus was born in 1451 in Genoa, a city on the northwest coast of Italy. At this time, Genoa was a very important commercial port. The young Christopher often went to the port and watched the ships leave. They seemed to go under the horizon. Many people at this time thought the world was flat, but others, Columbus included, believed that the world was round. Columbus wanted to test this idea. He went to sea when he was only 14 years old. Explained the words horizon, where the sea and the sky meet. Columbus went to live in Portugal. When he was only 23, he had the idea of going to India, China, and Japan by sailing west. If the world was round, this was possible, he thought, but he needed money, ships, and men. He asked a lot of people for support, including the kings of Portugal, England, and France, but he got no help. Then he explained his idea to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. They were interested and, after some years, decided to help him. Columbus before the Queen, 1843, by Emmanuel Gottlieb Usual. Explain the word support here. Financial help. This picture is the first voyage, 1893, by Prague Educational Company. They gave him 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta. It was difficult to find sailors for the voyage because it was long and dangerous. Finally, Columbus found about 90 men. He was ready to test his theory. On the 3rd August 1492, Columbus and the sailor left Palos on the coast of Spain. Queen Isabella and other important people went to see him leave. Columbus navigated with a magnetic compass. His ship traveled about 150 miles a day. The voyage was long and difficult, but the 3 ships arrived at the island of San Salvador in the Bahamas on 12 October 1492. Columbus claimed this new island for Spain. Columbus' voyage changed the future of navigation and the world. People in Europe called the new island, the new land, the new world. When Columbus returned to Spain, he told the king and queen about the new lands and showed them gold, valuable objects, and even some natives. They were very happy with Columbus' discovery. After Columbus, people from other European countries also went to the New World. Spain, Portugal, and England established colonies there. They found many new fruits, plants, and animals in the New World. Celebrating Columbus Day. The first celebration of Columbus Day was on the 12th October 1792 in New York City, 300 years after Columbus' voyage. 400 years after the discovery of the New World, the city of Chicago celebrated Columbus' discovery with the Great Columbian Exposition. The exhibition Starting in May 19 in May 1892 and finishing in October. Attracted 28 million visitors. Many streets, schools, and universities all over the world are called Columbus. Today, many Americans celebrate Columbus Day with colorful parade. There is also sometimes a guy of Miss Columbus, called a Columbus Day Queen. The parades are very long, with big floats dedicated to Columbus and marching bands. There are multicultural float too, and people of different nationality participate in the parade. Sometimes there are protests by groups of Native Americans on Columbus Day. They remember that the arrival of Columbus means the beginning of the domination of Native Americans. Columbus Day Parade in New York City. Thanks for listening.